Just getting that breaking news about the Colorado State Supreme Court saying, based on the 14th Amendment and former President Trump's actions during January 6th, that he is not allowed to be on the ballot in Colorado. We're just receiving word from the Trump campaign in reaction to this ruling. Quote, unsurprisingly, the all-Democrat appointed Colorado Supreme Court has ruled against President Trump, supporting a Soros-funded left-wing group's scheme to interfere in an election on behalf of crooked Joe Biden by removing President Trump's name from the ballot and eliminating the rights of Colorado voters to vote for the candidate of their choice. Democrat Party leaders are in a state of paranoia over the growing dominant lead President Trump has amassed in the polls. They've lost faith in the failed Biden presidency and are now doing everything they can to stop the American voters from throwing them out of office next November. Colorado Supreme Court issued a completely flawed decision tonight. We will swiftly file an appeal to the United States Supreme Court and a concurrent request for a stay of this deeply undemocratic decision. We have full confidence that the Supreme Court will quickly rule in our favor and finally put an end to these un-American lawsuits. Again, that's from the Trump campaign spokesperson. And obviously we'll follow this as it heads up. We are talking about the polls tonight.
Hey there, Patriots. This is Shortlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, these Democrats, by hook or by crook, they are trying to do everything they can to destroy Trump. You know, what you just heard was a clip that came out, I don't know, about an hour ago, 2 hours ago, something like that. And the mainstream media, I mean, forget about it. MSNBC, CNN, NBC, they're just going, I mean, total ape shit over this. But what they're not understanding is that the 14th Amendment, okay, supposedly doesn't apply to presidential candidates. Okay, but I'm not going to pretend like I'm a constitutional scholar. I'm just going to play another clip so you can see somebody on CNN burst their bubble. But before I continue, I just want to thank all my new subscribers and all my subscribers. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel, pass it around. Also, if you want to help support the channel, you can donate. There's a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal. And stay tuned because, like I was saying, I got my merch in the works. So hopefully, another week or so soon, I'll be able to start selling my channel T-shirts. That'd be great. I'm excited. But yeah, so we're gonna jump to the next clip, and you're gonna see what these people are talking about. I can't understand for the life of me. You know, Colorado. You know, when it comes to Georgia, Colorado, Michigan, all these states, okay, they're all throwing at Trump. They all want to ban him. They all want to get him off the ballot. But yet, when you look at what's going on in these states, I mean, they're losing ground with their constituents. Okay, and they know they're losing ground with their constituents. I mean, just with the illegal immigration situation that there is, it's like they probably are thinking, you know what? If we're losing, and we're going to lose a lot of voters, maybe if we take him off the ballot in these states, they can't vote for him. But what these idiots don't understand is that anybody, you can fill in whoever you want. Okay? I mean, you could put Richard III in there if you want as your pick. So they're gonna get a rude awakening if this gets to the Supreme Court, because they have trampled all over Donald Trump's constitutional rights since day one. Okay? And they're not even looking at the chaos that their party is bringing, the chaos that they themselves are causing to their voters in these states. And they think that, well, you know what? We're just going to go after Donald Trump. You know, he started the January 6th riots and this and that, and he's an insurrectionist and yada, yada, yada. But the facts don't point to that. The facts actually point to everybody on the left and a couple of rhinos that pretty much set everything up. I mean, that I even put a video out with Nancy Pelosi's daughter saying that January 6th wasn't an insurrection. Even laughing, okay, when she was on hidden camera, saying that she didn't even know why they arrested the leader to the Oath Keepers, because she knew him personally, and she said that he was not what the media made him out to be. Okay? So that's what they're trying to get Trump on January 6th, and this is why Colorado's doing it. My advice to Colorado, whoever's in charge, is clean up your own damn mess that you have in Colorado going on right now, because you guys got a lot of shit going on. Okay? As far as all the other states that think they're going to keep, trying to press charges against him and trying to get Trump off the ballot, all you are doing is feeding the masses more ammo. Okay? You think you're going to take this movement and destroy it. You had your chance. Now it's time to let the grown-ups, okay, take control. But let's continue.
Right now, the Colorado Supreme Court, get this, has just ruled on a challenge to Donald Trump's appearance on the state's 2024 ballot. I want to go straight to CNN's Paula Reed. Paula, what does this ruling say?
Well, this is a stunning ruling from the Colorado Supreme Court saying that Trump should not appear on the ballot in 2024. Now, this is surprising in part because they are reversing a lower court that found while Trump did engage in an insurrection on January 6th, that Section 3...
Okay, let's just stop right there. No, he did not engage in an insurrection January 6th. That's why the whole January 6th committee has fallen apart. That's why the January 6th prisoners, okay, are going to be vindicated. Now, did some of them do some bad stuff? I believe it. Okay, you'd have to be lying to yourself if you think you didn't. If they didn't. But as per new evidence that's coming out, okay, there were FBI implants in that crowd. Okay, did anybody forget a name like what was his name? Ray Epps. Okay, trying to coax Trump supporters into the Capitol. It's all on video, where they were telling him, no, we're not going in there. It's sickening the way they just keep saying that he participated in this insurrection, this so-called insurrection. Okay, when all the proof is coming out, has anybody forgotten why Tucker Carlson got fired? I mean, come on, give me a break, people. Okay, the truth is the truth. All this other cannon fodder that they're throwing out, this is why, if this gets to the Supreme Court, it's going to get kicked out also. But let's continue.
3 of the 14th Amendment did not apply to presidents, and therefore he should not be kept off the ballot. Now, when we're talking about this particular section, this is a Civil War era clause of the Constitution, and in here the courts are trying to assess exactly what that means. Well, it does specifically mention House representatives, the Senate, even electors. It doesn't say anything about presidents. So here the court was weighing whether they could keep former President Trump off the ballot because of what happened on January 6th. And here the Supreme Court, the highest court in the state of Colorado, ruling that he should be disqualified, he should be kept off the ballot. But Wolf, they're going to stay or pause this decision until January 4th to allow the former president or anyone else to appeal to the Supreme Court on this question.
Okay, it's funny that they want to pull this, but yet everybody knows that even if you're in prison, okay, you can still run for the presidency. So it's like they're trying to find any way possible to X this man out. Okay, why is it? Is it because the people of Colorado are fed up with all the illegal immigration? They're fed up with all the drugs. They're fed up with all the crime. They're fed up with all the high taxes. And maybe somebody in Colorado is saying, you know what, we're losing our voters, man. How do we counteract this? Oh, I know. Let's just take Trump off the ballot, so like that the people that are going to vote us out can't vote for him. That's not the way it works. Okay? Stacey Abrams, I believe it was, from Georgia, she bitched and hollered and moaned and screamed. But she lost. She knew she lost. You know, do we forget Arizona? How they try to pull a fast one there? Just to find out that, you know what? Yeah. Okay. The election was rigged. That's why Hobbs is in there instead of Kerry Lake. I'm not understanding why the left and the mainstream media keep trying to put out this narrative thinking that the people that are watching, the people that we lost are coming back, and the people that are watching that haven't left yet, we're not going to lose them. No, do you not understand? You are losing voters. All you have is Donald Trump, but you have nothing on him. So now you think you're just going to take him off the ballot as if, you know what, as if half of Colorado is going to stay home while the other half is going to go in and vote Democrat. That's not how it works. You know, someone left a comment not too long ago saying that people on the left are so stupid, that they're just so dumb. And, you know, I listen to a lot of these leftist politicians, and it makes me wonder, you know, how in the hell did anybody vote for you? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get into a position of power, get so damn corrupt, and then you're trying to hide the corruption by accusing someone else of being corrupt? You know, these Democrats, they need, I don't know if they're going to have the same effect on their constituents the way the American black population in Chicago already said that they are not voting Democrat. They are voting Republican. They're going to flip Chicago. Chicago is going to flip red. New York is not that far behind. Do I see Colorado turning like that? I really can't tell. I don't know. I think Colorado is probably more liberal, and if anybody's from Colorado, not trying to offend you, if any of you are my subscribers, please let me know. Let me know what's going on you know, on the ground in Colorado, because you really don't hear much about Colorado. But it's funny, you don't hear much about Colorado, Michigan, or Nevada. Okay, Georgia. But yet, from what I believe, it's New York, Chicago, Michigan, Nevada, Colorado, Georgia, and there's one more of the states. It's supposed to be 7 states that are against Donald Trump, if I'm correct, if it's in that order. And it's like all these states, for lack of a better term, these Democrats are running it into the shitter. Literally. But yet all they could think about is attacking Donald Trump. Look what he did with January 6th. Listen, this is the way I see it. Okay. No one on the mainstream media talks about the Summer of Love riots where people got killed. Okay. No one died at the Capitol that day. No one got killed. Actually, a woman did pass away, but I believe it was over a heart attack. Okay. Ashley Babbitt got murdered. But you don't see anybody still talking about, you don't see the Democrats or the mainstream media talking about the Summer of Love. Oh no, that was a peaceful riot. Those were riots. Those were peaceful gatherings, and those were, you know, just people, you know, expressing their constitutional rights. But they keep on with January 6th, January 6th, January 6th. Well, let's continue.
Very significant indeed. I want to bring in the rest of our team right now. Ellie Honig, how stunning is this decision?
Well, Wolf, this is a historic decision. It's a momentous decision. As the Supreme Court itself says, they are in uncharted territory here, but it's really important to keep in mind, this is not the last word here. This is almost certainly going up to the U.S. Supreme Court, which can review the decisions of a state Supreme Court. In fact, the Colorado Supreme Court anticipates that possibility, and for that reason, they put their own ruling on hold until January 4th, anticipating that it will go up to the Supreme Court. The practical consequence as it stands at this moment, though, is that Donald Trump will not be on the Colorado ballot in the race for president in 2024. The Supreme Court almost certainly will take this up. It's also important to keep in mind, for the broader context, there have been dozens of these challenges filed across the country, and 18 or so of them have either failed, been rejected, or been withdrawn by the plaintiff. So this is really an outlier. The Supreme Court is going to have the final say. The consequences here are, of course, enormous.
Norm Eisenreich.
There you go. You know, why waste taxpayer money on this bullshit? If anybody's listening from Colorado, or you happen to come across my channel and you see this, do you see what they're doing to your state, people? Do you see the influx of immigration? And don't say it's because of Greg Abbott. No, it's because of the people, your governor, your leftist governor, okay, and the powers that be, are wasting taxpayer money on illegal immigration, are going to waste more taxpayer money on this bullshit. You know, the Democrats, they've gone so far off the damn rails, man. They keep going on and on and on. And it's like, when will you guys get it through your head? You failed at your job. You've destroyed the economy. You've infiltrated the family unit. You've taken God out of the equation. You are feeding nothing but lies into the minds of young, innocent children. You have arrested and put innocent people in prison. You've opened up the borders, which has caused murder, rape, kidnapping, drug dealing. I mean, all kinds of crime. You have a president that has us in the middle of potentially a fourth war with everything that's going on with Ukraine, okay, and Russia, Israel, and Palestine, okay? China is thinking about making a move. Now Venezuela's thinking about making a move. It's like, this is all on your watch, not Donald Trump's watch. And you people want to take Donald Trump off the fucking ballot? People of Colorado, if you're listening, if this is what you want, then you know what? That's your right. But it's going to be you guys that are going to wind up reaping the consequences in your state. The people of Chicago spoke up already. They said, we're done. We're not going to do this no more. There's no more compromise. And I am so happy, because I've said it before. And I've been saying it in a lot of my videos pertaining to Chicago, New York. Leaving comments on my own videos, on my own content, telling the people of Chicago, do not, okay, do not give in to them. Do not compromise with them. Just say no. We're not going to vote for you. That's it, done. And they're doing it. They're speaking in mass like, we're done. They want to sit down with the Republican Party. They want to sit down with Donald Trump. You know, if these Democrats, if these leftists, the powers that be in Colorado, get away with this, and the people of Colorado, the good people of Colorado, don't stand up and say, wait a minute, this is an attack on our constitutional rights. I don't know what else they can do besides just round everybody up. There's not a Democrat and lock them up. You know, for as much as Obama was a failure, as much as Biden was and still is a failure, people still have the right to vote for them. Okay? You know why? You get what you vote for. You don't worry about the consequences to anybody else because you don't care. Whereas somebody like Donald Trump cares about everybody in the country, even if you don't like him. Everybody has to be a damn idiot to think that, oh no, he wants to line the pockets of the rich. When was the last time anybody went to a gas station and it said Democrat pump, Republican pump? It's all the same damn price. When Trump brought the fucking prices down, it was all the same damn price for everybody. The gas station attendant didn't ask. Nobody in Colorado asked if he was Republican or Democrat, or in Chicago or New York. The price was low. That's it. You went and got gas. Why? Because he did it for everybody. But let's continue.
Are you surprised by this decision?
Well, Wolf, the law and the politics have collided, and in this instance, law has won. There's a logic to the decision. The 14th Amendment provides that insurrectionists may not hold office. The lower court found that Donald Trump had engaged in insurrectionist activity. That's consonant with what the January 6th committee found. And so the only question...
Which the January 6th committee found nothing besides the fact that they know that that politician, what's his name, Kissinger, that he can pretty much cry on command wherever he's at. You know, he probably should have been an actor. Who knows? But listening to this dude, he's making it seem like, you know what, it's all fitting together because, it's the law and it's the way it works and it's all true. No, it's not. None of it is true. They just keep spewing the same thing, that Donald Trump was the one that started all that chaos on January 6th. That has not been the case. There has been no proof. All they keep doing is showing video clips that they keep editing and trying to make it seem like he was the one that said it. But meanwhile, Maxine Waters, Hakeem Jeffries, okay, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, okay, Chucky Schumer, you've seen them all attack Republicans and brutally and telling people to go and get in their faces. Let them know they're not welcomed. All kinds of attack mode from the left. When all Donald Trump said, if you're gonna go march peacefully. But let's continue.
Was legally, did this apply to a president? The Supreme Court said it did. I think because of the earth-shaking nature of the holding, we thought that politics might militate against it. But the courts, as they should do, have put on blinkers and applied the Constitution. Now it'll be up to the Supreme Court to have the final word.
Yeah, the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution says, and I'm quoting now, "No person shall hold any office who, having previously taken an oath to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof." Pretty significant.
So that means that Obama and Biden should have never been president. People will say, well, what do you mean? They never started an insurrection. No, but they gave aid to the enemy. But I'll digress on that because, I mean, it's not like Hunter didn't work for Ukraine, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's continue.
14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. David, this has never happened before. Earlier challenges to get Trump removed from state ballots for the presidency have failed. What does it mean politically for Trump to be removed potentially from the Republican primary ballot in Colorado?
Yeah, well, I think we're going to go through a year of this has never happened before in this presidential election, so be prepared to keep stating that. As Ellie was noting, and I do think it is important context you're bringing up here, the vast majority of these cases to date have actually gone the other way. And I would imagine that is not going to be lost on the Supreme Court when it looks at the specifics of this case, but looks at this issue broadly. Politically, of course, Colorado has 10 electoral votes. They were in Joe Biden's column, not Donald Trump's column back in 2020. But if you start taking potentially available electoral votes off the board, the map to 270, even though this was not part of his 2020 path, becomes more complicated in that way. We have no indication yet that the Trump team was planning to engage fully in Colorado and run a concerted effort in that state to play for those electoral votes. But again, it's the broader concept here that would be earth-shaking to the election itself. And as we learned back in 2000 in Bush v. Gore, when the Supreme Court gets involved looking at a state Supreme Court, things unexpected could potentially happen, and we'll see what the Supreme Court does here. This has always been an issue that's going to be headed for the highest court.
Because
because what's going to happen is the Supreme Court is going to look at Colorado and say, you're all a bunch of jackasses. Okay, plain and simple. I've been saying it for the longest. the left, they are going to try and do everything they can by hook or by crook. Okay, so 2024 is going to be, it hasn't even started yet. Let's put it that way. In all honesty, I don't know what else they can pull out their asses, to tell you the truth. I mean, they pulled everything from Stormy Daniels to him and doing some weird freaky shit with some Russian hookers, and I mean and that his son could have been caused some kind of trouble since he was like, you know, a fundraiser for a children's cancer hospital. I mean, but yet Hunter Biden, you know, I mean, left his bag of coke in the White House, and nobody says nothing about that. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's the truth, it's just my opinion. But it's like they just keep on and on and on and on, and nothing sticks. But yet all they do, the only thing that sticks is the fact that they keep putting so much of this garbage into the minds of the people on the left that keep believing it, that they keep causing chaos through that. People on the left keep attacking people on the right physically in the streets. I mean, it's non-stop. And this is not a dog whistle. This is not to put fear in anybody, because you see it on the news. MSNBC and CNN and the rest of them, they won't put it out. But it's out there. They just won't talk about it. So any little thing to try to keep Trump off the ballot, do they not understand that with the way things are going on right now, that if you took Trump off the ballot on every state, people are still going to write him in, and he's still going to get tens of millions of votes to win? If they put him down as an independent, that will literally put the Republican Party and the Democratic Party on their ass, because finally somebody will win as an independent. And it'll be the same person that the left and the rhinos are afraid of. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Hope you like it. I know it was a little long. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it around. Let everybody know about the channel. Let everybody know what's going on. Okay? The presidential election of 2024 is not to be... No election is to be played with. But with the way everything has been going on, especially with the borders, like the border wide open, the border states bringing in all these illegals, what they're doing to the taxpayer on both sides, it is important that we vote these people out. Plain and simple. They have to be voted out. You know? But don't forget, if you want to help support the channel, I'll leave a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal. Working on the merchandise for the channel also, so stay tuned for that. And remember, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.